Hello, my dear friends. I welcome you once again to this episode of our Lenten talk. On this particular day, I want us to round up our Lenten talks by reflecting on some practical spiritual exercises or steps that we ought to take during this season, or that we have been taking, and which I believe we need to still consider for the remaining days leading up to the season of Easter. What are those steps? They are the steps we started with and which has led us thus far in our Lenten journey. Remember very well that on the very first day, on Ash Wednesday, we were reminded to consider certain exercises, spiritual exercises, talking about prayer, fasting, and also almsgiving. How much of that have you done during this season of Lent? Beyond that, the season of Lent is a time when we walk the road of the cross with Jesus by praying or participating in the stations of the cross. Were you able to carry it out during this season? It is very important in the remaining days that we also fulfill it. Remember that Lent is a time, or has been a time, to learn to control our needs and our urges, our human tendencies through prayer and through fasting and abstinence. Have you participated in this? To what extent have you carried it out? How often did you pray? Did you fast? Did you abstain? And then it is also good to remind us that, of course, because the season of Lent is a time to overcome our sinful habits, we need to ask ourselves to what extent we have achieved this. And then, have you gone to confession during this period? Have you tried to prepare yourself for the great solemnity of Easter? The remaining days are the days that we have left to carry this out. It is a time to be part of or participate actively at Mass. Find time to spend with the Lord Jesus Christ in the Blessed Sacrament so that you can grow in virtue. And also, remember that it is a time for some form of retreat. It could be one that you have along with others, but it could also be a private retreat. All is with the aim of building ourselves spiritually, of doing away with some tendencies that are no longer required of us as Christians, and also getting closer to God, establishing a beautiful relationship with God and our brothers and sisters. I pray that the good Lord, who has led us thus far in this Lenten journey, will help us to achieve all this. Help us to grow in holiness, to be more like Him, through Christ our Lord. Amen. God bless you.